Hello and welcome to Riley's React. This is what I put a promotional video on the channel for ages ago, but I struggled to figure out how I was going to do it and what kind of form it was going to take. But I have finally come up with this with the help of OBS, which is brilliant. This review is only of the first 4 episodes. So if you haven't seen them, then maybe try and stay away from this review. But the first half is going to be spoiler free. So I'm just going to talk about things that I enjoyed, like themes and performances and what I like that the show is doing, and maybe things that I don't like that the show is doing potentially, but there's not a lot of that. So it's going to be quite a positive review. So yeah, let's kick things off. I'll try and keep it short and sweet for you, but I've got a lot to say about this show because I'm really enjoying it. But yeah, welcome. Right, I'm gonna start with I got a floaty head like the Wizard of Oz. But no, yeah, I've got a few bullet points to get through in my review, so I'm going to read them out, and then you can maybe jump to parts of the review that you want to talk or listen about, and even just jump to the spoiler bit if you want to. But hopefully my opinions will be interesting and you'll enjoy the kind of format that I've put together for you. I'll start with the performances because they are like the crown jewel of this show so far. They're really, really great, and everyone's come back guns blazing with jumping right back into the characters. You think they've just rolled out of like the Netflix show, but I say that, but I suppose they have developed. But I'm going to start with that. And then I'm going to go on to the great themes and the way that those themes are executed within the show. And then I'm going to go on to feeling like it's Netflix still, but it's like evolved. And that's what's brought it into the MCU, I think. And then talk about the links to the MCU and how they're not really forced in, they just kind of naturally occur. And then, like I've said, the second half of the review is going to be spoilerific and be talking about where I think it's going to go and whether we'll get any more cameos. Sorry, technical difficulties. Just messing with my microphone. Ignore this bit. But I like to keep it naturalistic, you know what I mean? See the ins and outs of the creation of the show. There we go. But yeah, let's start off with the man himself, yeah? Mr. Charlie Cox. He just, oh my god. I love this character. I love this character because of him. Like, his acting in this show is just insane. Like, he was good before, but like, God, he takes it to another level in Born Again. Like, the intensity that he brings to the character is like so appealing. I think I'm amazed Marvel hasn't utilized Daredevil before now, because like Charlie Cox makes this character so like relatable. He's just a guy in conflict constantly, and he's in conflict with his like violence and his religion. He's in conflict with who he wants to be and who he is. He's in conflict with his job and like his calling to be Daredevil. Everything. He's just a walking. I can't even. He's just always tense. You know what I mean? And I'm so excited that he's coming to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because I just think it's a win for the MCU, really, getting these guys back, because yeah, they're so real, and they're really good. It's such a well-rounded cast, like they're just so real. Everyone acts like they should act, like in the situations that they're put in. Yeah, it's kind of the action's kind of dialed up, but the performances aren't. They're still real. You know what I mean? They're not like comic booky. They're still great. And Charlie Cox and the man Vincent D'Onofrio, God, this show just seems like it's shaped around these two characters. Like there's so much mirroring of both characters, even though we know that they're so different. But the show is saying like this is the similarities. Look, like in like the imagery that they show and the way they're both battling with this inner like rage that wants to come out but can't really now because of the positions that they're in or the positions that they put themselves in. Like every scene, like not even like the scene with them together is brilliant because it's weirdly civilized, but you can in what they're saying to each other, you can see there's animosity still there. And I can't really say what they say because obviously that's spoilers, but I can talk about that in a bit. But it's just brilliant. I love it. Yeah, and the mannerisms, in the way they interact with other people, in the decisions that they have to make, and I just it's brilliant. Vincent D'Onofrio, like, it's weird because in the scene that you've seen in the trailers and stuff where they're sat on the same table, they look a similar size now, which is odd because obviously Vincent D'Onofrio has lost so much weight, but I don't know. So they seem more similar than they ever have, which is odd. But yeah, I think the whole season is basically shaped around them. So obviously it's called Born Again, so it's like their rebirth into the MCU, I suppose. Like they kind of made that what the show is, like them coming into, like becoming themselves again, but like coming into the MCU as like a new version of who they were, I suppose. Yeah, brilliant. I don't think it's a spoiler to say that this guy is in the show. To be fair, Mr. Frank Castle, the man, the myth, the legend. Um, but he's only been in one scene so far, up to season 4. But that scene, whew, I'll talk about it more in the spoiler bit. But God, it's just the same as the rooftop scene in I think it was what season 2 of Daredevil on Netflix. It's just the same, like combating ideologies and combating points of view. That's what I enjoy about this show. It's about like a lot of the same kind of like characters that want to get things done, to get things that they think are right and to follow their own like moral compass, but like they'll go about it in different ways. Like obviously in this show Kingpin is, or I suppose Wilson Fisk, not Kingpin because he's trying to hide that part of himself away. Wilson Fisk is trying to sort the city out in a new way than he has before, which kind of immobilizes his old way of being, which is funny. And then you've got obviously Matt Murdock, who, due to a tragedy, which I will talk about later, to a tragic events, is now not being Daredevil in the first four episodes, which I suppose I can say. So he's trying to just fight justice in the Matt Murdock way, which is interesting. And then you've got Frank Castle, who's just a loose cannon, and he just kind of does things his own way. So he does it purely through violence. So it's interesting. You get all these different characters that are all want to do the right thing, but in very different ways. That's what I've always enjoyed about this show. But yeah, he's literally in one scene and he just kills it. I can't wait to see more of him. I hope he's in this show more this season. But yeah, John Bernthal never disappoints, and he doesn't in this one scene so far. But yeah, moving on to the themes and how they're executed in this show. There's one thing that kind of has dominated the first like 4 episodes, I think I would say, and that's the idea of, I suppose, corruption, and it's oh, wrong one. There we go. Hello, it's me again. But yeah, one of the main themes in this first 4 episodes has been corruption. It's been kind of explored through the idea that the cops have been, well, corrupted, obviously, and that's kind of explored through the White Tiger character, and how sorry, I'm just faffing the camera. How he tries to do the right thing, but it kind of goes wrong for him, and Matt is defending him in court, and yeah, what happens with that, and like the corruption that's like, well, it's not exposed. It's not even exposed. That's the bad thing. Like Matt basically discovers it, and so a couple of other people, but obviously they can't do anything about it because of, there we go, I sorted it. Ooh, camera. But yeah, they can't do anything about it because of Fisk is obviously running the cops now, so, and he hates vigilantes. And it's interesting because in that exploration of how the public and the like government treat this vigilante, of the White Tiger, is interesting. So I think it's interesting for Matt to see like, oh, how would they treat me if everyone found out that I was Daredevil, kind of thing. I thought that was really interesting. And the corruption side is kind of explored, because you see it from the White, like, I think is it Hector? Yeah, Hector Ayala. Like, you see, there's this brilliant scene in the court at the end of that his episode where like they bring up people in court like that have been saved by him, and he gets to see like firsthand like the gratitude that they have for him, like helping them and saving them. And it's quite emotional, to be fair, because you don't really see. Well, I don't know. I suppose you do, but like you've not really seen it recently in the MCU, like people being grateful for like, because you don't really see the street level saves like much in the MCU, like really. Not much. It's like more like, oh, the world is going to be destroyed by a huge entity from space. But like you don't really see the day to day people being like saved. You know, I used to get in like old Batman films. People were like, oh, thanks, Batman, like for like saving them from like criminal and stuff. Like it was nice to see a vigilante get like kind of not praised, but like thanked, like in person. Obviously, they wouldn't. Well, I suppose they would get that. They could get that, but like not. I don't know. It was really nice. It was a great episode, and the guy who played Hector Ayala was brilliant. It's quite sad that obviously they can't use him again because he passed away from cancer and stuff. But yeah, I really enjoyed that episode, and it was nice. It's interesting because in these first 4 episodes, I'm not going to spoil it, but you don't there's not a lot of Daredevil in it, but I won't explain exactly what that means. But it's nice because you kind of get people either get introduced to Matt Murdock, or we get like a reintroduction of who he is now and how he's dealing with life after things that have happened in the past and things. But yeah, corruption. It's really interesting because it's funny because obviously Fisk is moving away from being corrupt, and you see that with his relationship with his wife and things, and she wants to run like his empire of crime and stuff, whereas he wants to just like leave it and be like, don't do that. Just she wants something to do and he doesn't want her to do it, which is an interesting dynamic kind of thing. And that's explored in the first 4 episodes and probably for the rest of the show. But yeah, I love it. It's just great. I can't praise it enough. Like the way it's playing out. Is there things I don't like? I'm trying to think. I mean, I've never come. I mean, I suppose in the Netflix show, you kind of like, oh yeah, action. Like there was a lot of action and stuff, and that was one of the staples of it. And there has been action, but it's kind of firmly rooted in. I think they want to like establish this street level. Like that's what they want it to be, kind of thing. Which is good because Matt Murdock in Daredevil is an interesting character because he is like he can explore the ins and outs of the law and stuff, can't you? And like government and corruption and like what it means to be like a vigilante, I suppose, because and why they do it and what it is to be a hero and things, and that's what's always appealed to me about this show. It's really, I think Marvel are really handling it really well. They've got hold of it. I've really enjoyed it. But one thing that's a bit of a wild card in this show at the minute is this guy. Yeah, creepy guy, creepy face guy. But yeah, Muse, an enigma. This guy. He basically tortures and kills people, and then that's all we know. Well, obviously, he's got a body on his shoulder, so like he's killing people. But as far as we know so far, that's all we know. Like we've not. I think we got him at the start of an episode and at the end of an episode, and that was it. But I'm intrigued. I don't know much about this character. I think he kind of mutilates people and then puts their bodies in weird kind of positions and stuff as like art. It's like inspired by Banksy, which is disturbing. But yeah, I don't really have. I'm intrigued to see where this guy goes because it just seems like he's dropped in there currently, and yeah, really strange kind of enigma at the minute. But what I know of the character from the comics and stuff, he's quite an adversary of Daredevil, to be fair. So quite a formidable adversary. And we've not really had a serial killer in the MCU. I don't feel like we have. So that's new. Yeah, really interesting. But yeah, if you guys know anything about Muse and want to educate me please feel free to drop some comments in the down below this video, and I'd like to know more, because he seems like quite an ominous figure, and he keeps slapping like graffiti around the city and stuff, and I'm wondering what significance that's going to have moving forward. He hasn't come into contact with Daredevil yet, so looking forward to that. I think that's going to be pretty cool. I mean, he doesn't strike me as somebody that's going to be physically a threat to Daredevil, but he might be mentally, maybe, or I don't know. Might put somebody that he cares about in jeopardy, potentially. Yeah. I'm intrigued to know how he works into the whole corruption side of things, and obviously Fisk is trying to I don't know, what is he trying to do? Like, he seems to be obsessed with like building something at the minute or something, but it's a bit like, what is the end goal of that exactly? But yeah, I don't know. Have to wait and see what the ramifications of this serial killer are. Well, obviously, I'm sure he's going to come into contact with Fisk at some point, because obviously he wants to try and. I mean, he's got a mask on. He's not exactly a vigilante, but Fisk is not a fan of vigilantes, is he? So, intriguing to see what Muse does in the city and how that interacts with, or kind of how that clashes with Fisk and Max. I'm assuming it will, because that's. Could it bring them together, maybe? That'd be interesting. It's like I can't think what you call it. A mutual. Like, the enemy of the enemy is my friend. Obviously, they have been enemies, but then there's like somebody that they have in common that they both need to get rid of, potentially. But with him being a serial killer, could he also put in jeopardy either of their love interests, potentially? Because that always happens in superhero thingies sometimes. But yeah, that's my review so far of things I can talk about without spoiling. So let's give a couple of minutes to the spoilers, shall we? And let's start with the sorry, I'm just having to fart around with my camera and putting it back into thingies. So I'm still not overly great at OBS yet, so you'll have to bear with me while I fart around with the camera again. It's got to be an easier way. I need to do more tutorials on it. But I do like this new toy. It's very, very fun. So I'm going to enjoy playing with it and hopefully giving you guys some decent content. I'm going to put myself there. Oh, it's put me there for me. There we go. And then I'm going to swap. I'm moving again. Help. Yes, unfortunately, Foggy dead. First 10 minutes. Insane. Obviously, you guys know this because you're the spoiler people. What do you think of it? Is it good? Is it bad? Are you annoyed? Are you happy? Are you sad but like feel like they needed to do it? Like, where's your head at with this? Because why did I feel? I kind of felt it coming because, like, I heard like a couple of days before I watched the first episode that there was going to be some tragic thing that kind of lasted through the rest of the season, and I was like, well, basically one of them two is going to die, then, aren't they? Because there's nothing that tragic that could have happened that didn't include those two, like either Karen and Foggy. Like, who else could have it really been? Like, oh no, this new person that you just met died. Oh dear. Or it's not gonna be Matt, is it? Like kill off the main character. So it had to be one of those two. But it's kind of annoying that they brought them back to basically just not have them in it, which I suppose could be a criticism of mine. That because obviously the show was mangled together. Like it was supposed to be. What was it supposed to be? 18 episodes, one long season, but then they cut it up and reimagined it so you can kind of see the seams from the first 4 episodes, because this one kind of sticks out because you've got Foggy and Karen in this one, and then they're not. I mean, they are mentioned, but they're not in it. Like Karen just moves randomly. Yeah, I'm going to San Francisco, bye. And you're like, oh, okay. Because it is quite tragic. Well, obviously you can see from the pictures that it affects Matt like massively. And obviously you guys know from spoilers that he basically tries to kill somebody. Like Bullseye obviously just slaughtered his friend, so he's just like, yeah, fuck it, and just pushes him off the roof, and you're like, whoa. And then I love that scene with when he hits the floor as well, and Karen's like, you're taking them, Mick. Like she thought like it could have been Matt when she was like petrified to turn around. Like I love that bit. I loved it, but it was like, Jesus, it's intense for like the premiere like few minutes of a show. But the show came back swinging. God, I loved it. But that, I mean, I didn't love the smoke in the building, and I've preferred to have been able to see the fighting a bit better. Like I saw like some of it, you know, like where Bullseye was like doing crazy trick shots, and like Matt was doing like swing kicks and things like that, and flipping around and like grabbing stuff and then like throwing it again and things like that. That was pretty cool. But yeah, that first episode, wow, what a reintroduction. But it really laid the groundwork for the rest of what's running in the rest of the season. Obviously, like the tension of both characters not being able to be who they are because they want something, but like they're going about a different way doing it, like, against their own nature, kind of thing. And I really enjoyed seeing them try to do that. But yeah, the cracks didn't take long to start showing. But and I love that. Yeah, the brutality of the Netflix show. Yeah, it's here in spades, I would say. You got like bone breaking, face smashing, people getting shot, the people thrown off buildings. Like, yeah, I mean, it kind of. I think the creators of it kind of said that the violence isn't excessive either, which is good. It's kind of it comes from the story. Like they're not just chucking action scenes in for the sake of it, kind of thing, which I think is good. And you can tell that with like episodes 2, 3, and 4 as well. They kind of the action's there, like it's performance led. It's not action, talkie scene, action, talkie scene. Like it's not like that. Like there's talking and there's like courtroom stuff and there's exploring Fisk and Vanessa's relationship, and I really enjoyed that. And like Matt's got a new love interest of Heather Glenn, who's like a psychiatrist, which is interesting. They're always interesting when they're in these kind of environments with superheroes and things. I always find that interesting. And yeah, I like the little nods to the MCU where there's like, Fisk giving a speech and he's like, we're not going to be saved by people in stupid spider suits and things like that. And you're like, I mentioned him. And there's like names of like cops that have got like Morales on the end. And you're like, oh, Morales. and things like that, and it just pops up naturally. It's not like, oh, here's this character to say we're in the MCU. Like, they don't show you it; they just mention it, which is cool. I did enjoy that. I hope there's more stuff like that, because like, we're not in the world of like Thors and Lokis and Caps, and we're down on the ground, and so we should only be hearing about it. We're not going to really see it, are we? Down at this level, if you know what I mean. Like, it's not bystander level, obviously, because like they are super. Well, Matt is a superhero essentially, but yeah, I just really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. I'm intrigued to see where the next 5 episodes take us. I mean, I think personally, Matt's obviously going to end up back as Daredevil, but I think he's going to be, I don't know, like more, I don't know, brutal maybe, or like less. I mean, he's trying to get through trauma, isn't he? You know what I mean? So maybe he'll just come out the same, possibly, like the person he was before. But then, is that really what we want? I don't really know, because he's not got Karen now, potentially. So I can't imagine she's going to come back by the end of the season, because that would just be a bit weird. Like, oh yeah, go on and then come back at the end of the season to stay in New York again. I don't think they'll do that. I think they'll just leave him on his own for a bit, to just make new acquaintances, and like he does, obviously. And then I like the detective guy. The guy was not a detective anymore. He's kind of like he works for Matt, doesn't he? He's like his investigator. I like that guy. He's cool. And I like the police chief as well. He's amazing. Where he's like, see you later, Kingpin. And then he like gets loads of dirt on him. He's like, fuck you, man. Gotcha. It's like, son of a bitch. That's pretty funny. But yeah, I can't wait to see. But yeah, I don't know if there'll be any more cameos or not, really. Because obviously they've been Punisher so far. And apparently there's like a rumour that like Miss Marvel's dad is in an episode or something. I think there's been like promotional pictures of it already, I think, but that's quite cool. And random, but still cool. But yeah, I hope they do sprinkle, because we kind of know who's in New York, so hopefully we'll get some cool cameos. I don't want them to go too big. You know what I mean? I don't want them to be like, oh, Captain America's in an episode, or like, could they get away with Peter Parker? Maybe not Spider-Man, but Peter Parker, because he's in New York. He is in New York as himself, because like, but then nobody knows who he is. You know what I mean? So just like, could they get away with Peter Parker, or like Spider-Man side characters maybe, or I don't know. Who else is in New York? I want them to bring back some more Defenders. Like, there's rumours of like Jessica Jones and stuff in there, and like Luke Cage, and they'd be quite cool. But yeah, I've really enjoyed what I've seen so far, and I cannot wait to see the rest and see how it concludes, because apparently this season leaves them in an interesting place. I don't know what that means exactly, but because obviously he's mayor, so, and I hope he stays mayor for a while, because it's going to be crap if he just gets exposed and is not mayor, because I want him to be mayor in the MCU, so people are like, oh yeah, Mayor Fisk is doing this, and like, I don't like him, or I do like him, and then, but one thing I do like, which I think paves the way for X-Men and like conflicts there, is he doesn't like vigilantes. He wants them to like no, does he want them to register? No, he doesn't. He wants to get rid of them. Somebody wants them to register, but he wants to just get rid of them and like basically exterminate vigilantism, which is scary. But I like how they're bringing in these younger characters that are going to be similar. Not like obviously because a lot of X-Men are like kids, or kind of like younger. But like they're bringing in this younger generation to be like, oh yeah, Fisk, woo, yeah, anti-vigilantes and stuff. And then there's gonna be people that are developing abilities in there and gonna want to like use them to like save people. So then you're gonna get like the younger generation that agrees with Fisk and his anti-vigilantism, and then you're gonna get the X-Men that are gonna be like, no, we need to help people, but like aren't being allowed, and there's gonna be people that are gonna be like clashing against them, isn't there? So I think that's where they're bringing that into this show for the X-Men, I reckon, to like slowly weave the idea of people rejecting people with powers and stuff. I think that's my theory. But yeah, really enjoyed it. Like I say, brilliant performances, great themes, well executed so far. I've enjoyed it. I'm intrigued to know what they're going to do Bullseye as well, because he's now just in jail again. So, don't know, a bit random. But how did he get? I swear he was in jail originally. How did he? Because he got arrested, right? No, because he killed loads of people. So they fixed his spine, put him in prison, gets out of prison, kills Foggy, goes to prison again. I feel like that's what happened. I've not watched season 3 in a long time, but I feel like that must have been what happened, surely. Weird. But yeah. I hope the Punisher comes back. Because there's also this thing of cops taking on his symbol, which is also happening in real life, which is kind of scary. But yeah, I'm wondering if he's going to come back and kick some like corrupt cop ass because they're stealing his symbol. Hopefully. And I've also overshot my time by like 7 minutes, so I better shut up and just leave you guys to enjoy the rest of your day. But I hope you've enjoyed this format, because I've enjoyed doing it, because it's pretty cool living in a box and being able to show pictures and talk about things at the same time. OBS is the future, I think, of at least Riley's React, because I've really enjoyed doing this and being able to talk and about things that I've actually got visual reminders of, which is good. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I'd like you to please like and subscribe to Midland Earth, because we are ever growing and our team is getting more awesome and more diverse, and I'm hoping to get my wife on here soon, so it can be Riley's React to things. Because I think moving forward, I think we're just going to kind of do reviews and of episodes of things, and maybe the odd like watch along kind of thing, possibly. You know, of older things, so we can have it at the bottom, if you know what I mean. And like react to like, I don't know, rom-coms and horrors and things like that, because my wife's pretty funny when she comes to watching movies, so there'll be some funny reactions, I think. But I may as well wind it up to 40 minutes now, because I'm nearly there. But yeah, please, if you've enjoyed this, let me know. Give me some feedback. Give me some OBS tips if you've got any watching this, because I'm the epitome of a novice at the minute. So please let me know. And I will see you in the other half of the review for Daredevil Born Again Season 1. Bye-bye for now.